Alaska. We have the most of any country in the world. It's a big asset for the United States, but we haven't used it. We go to Venezuela, we go to other places to take oil and gas, and we have more than anybody. It's an amazing phenomenon that took place over the last 4 years. Nobody understands it, including the people that were in charge of it. They had no clue what they were doing. So it was a big problem. They were surprised actually too. They were saying,
was the government that stupid?
Why didn't they wouldn't sell?
I mean, that's kind of crazy to even imagine.
They wouldn't sell it. Japan wanted to buy LNG.
Was it that bad?
Biden wouldn't sell it. And I'm trying to figure that one out.
There's no
Maybe
way,
it was the
right?
Environment. You might answer that question. He's curious about that himself, I think.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
They're playing a long con?
If you want to answer that, you may, about LNG, that the United States wouldn't sell you LNG.
The truth is stranger than fiction. Yeah, I just can't imagine that they were all that fucking stupid. It's kind of scary.
That was a really unfortunate thing, but the current administration, I'm sorry, the previous administration was not allowing the LNG to be exported to us. I believe that President Trump, on the day of his inauguration, allowed us to resume this importing. I think this is something that is really wonderful for us. And as the country of Japan, we are interested in importing not just LNG, but also bioethanol, ammonia, and other resources at a stable price, a reasonable price from the United States. And we also want to improve the trade deficit that the U.S. has towards Japan. So if we are able to buy those at a stable and reasonable price, I think it would be a wonderful situation. And for that, I am very appreciative to President Trump. And we also look forward to LNG and hope that it's a success.
I wanted to just say that on the ethanol, Iowa is going to be very happy. All of the Nebraska, all of our farm states are going to be very happy. They want ethanol, and we'll be able to provide it. So our farmers, who I like and they like me, I think they're going to be very, very happy. We've opened the sale of LNG immediately. Actually, we did it a few days ago. And China, right now, not only China, everybody wants to buy it. We have more than anybody, and they're all buying it. But Japan in particular, we're very happy that they're going to start immediately, and we can supply it to the world, but we're supplying it to Japan, and they can always be right up in the front of the line. Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Prime Minister, I have a question for you as well, but Mr. President, I'll start with you. Well, quickly to follow up on what Peter was asking, have you directed Elon Musk to review Pentagon spending, given it's the biggest discretionary spending?
Yes, I have Pentagon, education, just about everything.
Wow.
We're going to go through everything, just as it was so bad with what we just went through with this horrible situation we just went through, and I guess 97% of the people have been dismissed. It was very, very unfortunate. You're not going to find anything like that, but you're going to find a lot. And I've instructed
I bet the military is fucking corrupt as shit.
To check out the Pentagon, which is the military. And, you know, sadly, you'll find some things that are pretty bad. But I don't think proportionally you're going to see anything like we just saw.
FBI has turned over a list to the Justice Department of the FBI agents who worked on the January 6 rioters cases. Are you planning to fire the FBI agents who worked on those investigations?
No, but I'll fire some of them because some of them were corrupt. I have no doubt about that. I got to know a lot about that business, that world.
All right.
I got to know a lot about that world, and we had some corrupt agents, and those people are gone, or they will be gone, and it'll be done quickly and very surgically. Did you have a question for the Prime Minister? Talk up.
They can't stop talking about January 6th,
I don't know. I know we have some that are very corrupt and we don't like it. We're going to bring back the reputation.
They keep bringing this shit up over and over.
FBI. Kash Patel is going to do a great job. And we're going to bring back the reputation of the FBI, which has been hurt very badly. It's been devastated over the last 4 years.
You have just been meeting for the first time with President Trump. The last administration famously did not have hardly any, if at all, contact with North Korea. President Trump certainly did the last time he was in office. Would you like to see him resume that contact and also that in-person meeting that he had with the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un?
That's a great question. That was crazy that shit happened too.
That is something that the United States needs to determine on its own, and it's not something that we should request. Having said that, but
Yeah, that's probably true.
for example, in Vietnam or Singapore, the President of the United States.
For the ones who build it, fix it, and maintain it, there's Grainger. You can count on Grainger for industrial quality products delivered fast, and you'll have access to experts ready to answer your questions. Call or click Grainger.ca today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
President Trump was able to meet with Kim Jong-un. I think that's a very positive development.
Oh, wow.
So now that President Trump is in power again, if we are able to move towards
I thought it was good
resolving
too.
issues with the North Korea, I think it would be great. And of course, for us, that includes not only denuclearization, but also resolving the abductee issue. And so not only the victims of the abductees, but also their families too are aging. And so our time is limited. So if the President of the United States, if President Trump is able to resolve this issue, we do understand that it's a Japan issue first and foremost. Having said that, we would love to continue to cooperate with them.
It's actually a good question, and we will have relations with North Korea and with Kim Jong-un. I got along with him very well, as you know. I think I stopped the war. I think if I wouldn't have won that particular election, you would have ended up in a very bad situation.
Oh, okay.
But I did, and we had a good relationship, and I think it's a very big asset for everybody that I do get along with him. I get along with him, he gets along with me, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. And I can tell you that Japan likes the idea because their relationship is not very good with him. And if I can have a relationship with not only him, but other people throughout the world where there seem to be difficulties, I think that's a tremendous asset for the world, not just the United States. Go ahead, Garrett.
I have a question for you and for the Prime
I always
Minister
thought it was
as well.
crazy how he actually
Mr.
met
President,
with Kim
I wonder what you
Jong-un.
make of the criticism from Democrats that these staff reductions, the cuts that Elon
Oh
Musk
my
and Doge
God.
are doing are an unlawful power grab. And is there anything you've told Elon Musk he cannot touch?
Oh boy.
Well, we haven't discussed that much. I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it.
Jesus.
He's got a very capable group of people. Very capable. They know what
They're so mad,
they're doing.
yeah.
They'll ask questions, and they'll see immediately as somebody gets tongue-tied that they're either crooked or don't know what they're doing. We have very smart people going in, so I've instructed him go into education, go into military, go into other things as we go along. And they're finding massive amounts of fraud, abuse, waste, all of these things. So, but I will pick out a target, and I say go in. There could be areas that we won't, but I think everything's fertile. You know, we're a government. We have to be open. And as an open government, I don't know, I guess you could say maybe some high intelligence or something. And I'll do that myself if I have to. But generally speaking, I'll just say go. But he will be looking at education pretty quickly, and he will be looking at military too.
So Elon's just going to go over
Federal
everything.
spending is Social Security, Medicare, programs like that. Would you like to see him look at those programs as well?
Well, they don't really have to be looked at by him. They can be looked at by us. Social Security will not be touched. It'll only be strengthened. We have illegal immigrants on Social Security, and we're going to find out who they are and take them out. We have illegal immigrants in other Medicare. We've found a lot of bad people,
Take them out.
that shouldn't be on, that were put on through California. A lot of them come out of California. We're not going to stand for that. So we're going to strengthen our Social Security, etc. We're not going to touch it other than to make it stronger. But we have people that shouldn't be on, and those people we have to weed out. Most of them, or many of them so far, have been illegal immigrants. They shouldn't even be in the country. Do you have a question for the Prime Minister?
Mr. Prime Minister, the president's
Please.
affinity for tariffs is well known.
Oh, God.
If the U.S. places tariffs on Japanese imports, would Japan retaliate?
Dude,
Can I help you?
these guys are worse than Twitch chat hoppers.
Later.
I am unable
How are
to
you?
respond to a theoretical
you
question. That's the official answer that we have.
That's a very good answer. Very good answer. Wow. That's very good. He knows what he's doing.
good one.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh
Thank
my God. Wow.
And that was President Donald Trump
Great
meeting
theoretical answer,
with
yeah.
Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba. They were hosting this joint
That was a good
news
one? Yeah, it
conference, taking
was.
questions
You said it's a
from
dumb
the
question?
media, and
Yes.
this covered a range of topics. I do want to show you a live look
Wow.
out of Washington, D.C. right now as we recap a lot of detail here of what was discussed. Again, this was
Dude
the
didn't
first
smile once.
face-to-face
No.
meeting between President Trump and Japanese Prime
Japanese
Minister
samurai
Ishiba.
answer.
They discussed a range of topics, one of them being North Korea. We did hear from the Prime Minister through a translator. He said that their goal is to address their nuclear and missile program.
Man.
And they say they
That's fucking funny.
Trump and Ishiba say
Asians
it is a
don't have
threat
time
to
for that
Japan
Reddit
and
shit?
the U.S.
I guess
They're
so.
working towards
What can I do for you? Today's proud.
Welcome to Lion's Floor.
Welcome to Surfaces.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online. So that.
I wonder why this Karen thinks that Big Balls is an unfortunate name. Yeah, why we're gonna get tone police by some fucking Karen? Get out of here.
That would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now
Yes.
working at Musk's behest.
That's right.
Inside Doge, and we looked into his background.
And this is an official CNN broadcast. Wired, Doge teen, aka Big Balls Online, has access to government systems. He's in. What I find to be so funny about this is that basically every person in the federal government, if you work for the federal government, you have access to systems and classified and private information of citizens.
Here there.
Like you go through a whole process of this. They act like this is some kind of a big fucking secret or like some kind of crazy thing. Everybody has this. Even I had this.
And so we found, several notable things, Aaron. One of which is that this individual has founded multiple companies, including one with another unfortunate name, Tesla.sexy LLC.
Why is that unfortunate? What's unfortunate about that? I think that's
Hey there.
funny.
See you later.
We have these tone policing middle-aged Karens that are sitting around trying to fucking tone police everybody's jokes. This isn't unfortunate, it's fucking funny.
Which he established in 2021. He would have been around 16 years old. Now, this LLC controls dozens of web domains.
So, Kara, you hear this, and you have known.
Great. So now we have
Hello.
3 Karens.
See you around.
So this is the Council of Karens to complain about Big Balls is now a government expert. Great. Just what we need. Sounds like a smart kid. Yeah, no, I totally support him. I don't know what he said. I support him. Do you stand with Big Balls? I do. I stand with Big Balls. Absolutely.
Elon Musk for years. So now you look at these young men who are now in data and
Yep.
in the private information about maybe hundreds of.
And you know what's really funny is that all the memes about how 4chan is auditing the government, it turns out that pretty much all of them are true. Because I heard that Big Balls also made a bunch of racist posts too.
Millions of American citizens as young as 19, the
Yep.
big balls here that Katie's talking about. Most of them are in their early 20s. There's an exception I'm going to get to in a minute. I'm curious, though, Kara, how well does even Musk know these young men, do you think?
I have no idea. I think there was no vetting whatsoever, as you can see, that's taking place. It took Katie and the really great team. Wire has done an astonishing job here. You know, I could make a joke. That's probably why he's fired for all this ridiculous nonsense and other nefarious things. But, you know, there's an expression in technology that's not it's a feature, not a bug.
In your once stolen vehicle in West Africa.
It's organized crime, well-financed.
We think we found your car.
Oh, my goodness.
That's true.
So this is a 19-year-old.
That's exactly it. Uh-oh. This is gonna be fucking funny. Oh god, this is gonna be good. Are you guys ready? Oh shit. You might not be happy about it, but Big Balls is what peak performance looks like. Well, here's the funny thing about it. So basically what happened is that this guy, and I can go back and I'll watch the video in a minute, but so this guy ends up no one elected Big Balls. Personally, I voted for Big Balls. And so Elon Musk did a poll on Twitter about should he bring Big Balls back to Doge or not. 78% of people. Oh god, this is gonna be good. Are you guys ready? Oh shit. You might not be happy about it, but Big Balls is what peak performance looks like. Well, here's the funny thing about it. So basically what happened is that this guy, and I can go back and I'll watch the video in a minute, but so this guy ends up no one elected Big Balls. Personally, I voted for Big Balls. And so Elon Musk did a poll on Twitter about should he bring Big Balls back to Doge or not.
I'm out of range.
78% of people want Big Balls back. And even, yes, even the best part about this is even JD Vance. I'll show you. Here's my view. I obviously disagree with some of his posts, but I don't think some stupid social media activity should ruin a kid's life. We shouldn't reward journalists who try to destroy people ever. So I say bring him back. Now, if he's a bad dude or a member of the or a terrible member of the team, fire him for that. Yeah. So Big Balls is making a comeback in a big way, and then that's why they asked Trump. And so Trump was like, yeah, I'll just go with whatever JD goes with. That's fine. Actually huge? Yes. All right, here we go. Let's watch it.
Donald Trump's shock and awe strategy, which is starting to feel a lot like more shock and a little less awe. He's been making a blizzard of moves in these first 18 days of his second administration, meant to inspire fear and outrage, creating problems and then pretending to solve them so that he could look like a savior, keeping his promises to his base. And while it's all really bad and destructive, I think it's important to sort out the actual fires from the smoke and mirrors. Because let's face it, we can't react to everything effectively all at the same time. But that's what autocrats and coup leaders want, right? While we're running from fire to fire, Trump and Elon's little Doge gang are dismantling our federal government from within.
That's what people voted for. Yeah, that's not a bug, that's a feature. Yeah, just like what they said before. Yeah, that was the goal. What do you think they voted for? That's the entire plan.
Hi, how are you? Goodbye for now.
And she's calling it a coup? Yeah, a coup is when you lose an election. Yeah, it's when you, it's basically a coup is when the people that you don't like get more votes than you do. It's pretty bad.
So just for a moment, let's just take a step back and look at what he's been saying versus what he's been doing. Trump announced 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, which sent the markets into a tizzy. All for him to pull a reverse at the last minute, claiming he got major concessions, when in reality, Mexico and Canada basically reiterated the same border security measures they had already agreed to under Joe Biden.
Good.
Trump backed down and got nothing.
Well, he did it for 30 days, but yes.
Administration is also blitzing the airwaves and social media with terrifying pictures of what they claim is the largest deportation operation in American history.
Terrifying. I think that's not... I mean, I don't know, like, because if I look at the pictures, I think there's a lot of people that they're really happy about that. Yeah, good? Yeah, exactly. Like, what is this? The poor criminals, I feel safer. Yes, exactly. You're also white? Well, I mean, of course, right? I mean, because we all know that all brown people are illegal immigrants, right? Man, great thinking, man.
But as Politico reports, the number of daily ICE arrests trumpeted each day on X Twitter are still about where they were at times under President Barack Obama. Many of those...
That's a fair criticism. Yep. You got to get those numbers up. That's true.
Detained have no violent criminal history. And the White House said Wednesday that more than 400 migrants have been released for lack of detention capacity, among other reasons. So, catch and release, yeah? Ugly, expensive, and yes, performative arrests that absolutely make communities feel
Politico defunded,
terrified, but for almost no new result. Then there's the executive order banning transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. Transgender people make up less than 1% of our population, and there are fewer than 10 collegiate athletes who identify as transgender in the whole country. That was not me stuttering.
I think these numbers are really illuminating on this topic because I just think there's such a clear trend among the American public. So transgender female athletes in women's sports, only 18% of the country says that they should be, in fact, allowed to participate in women's sports. Compare this to the opposition. I mean, my goodness gracious, 79%. You rarely get 79% of the country to agree on anything, but they do, in fact, agree on the idea of opposing transgender female athletes in women's sports. But it's not just the here and now, Laura. It's not just the here and now. What we're actually seeing is a trend on this particular issue, and it's going in the direction of opposition. So take a look here. Okay, transgendered female athletes.
So just want to put that into perspective. Just so we understand that this is what's being defended here.
Said 10.
Yeah.
The federal government
There you
bullying
go.
10 Americans is bizarre and cruel, but
So their argument is that we should wait until it becomes more of a problem down the road? Well, this is the way that I think a lot of people view, like, the transgender athlete thing. They view it the same way that they view something like flat Earth, where, like, if somebody believes that the Earth is flat, I will assume that everything else they think is probably also retarded, and their decision-making capabilities are compromised, let's say. They're compromised. So if somebody believes in this and they think that it's okay, it's not necessarily the thing itself. It's that the belief in it is a mining canary for a logical level of inconsistency that's unprecedented. That's the difference.
as I explained yesterday, the federal government does not mandate who can play in school sports. If local school boards decide to mimic that ugly EO, it is awful, yes, but local voters will be able to hold them accountable. As for America taking over Gaza to turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East, The administration has already walked that one back, especially his shambolic talk about sending in U.S. troops.
Sure.
He posted on his social media today that no troops will be needed since Israel will just hand over Gaza to the U.S. once the war is over. Oh, okay, so Israel will somehow physically expel 2 million Palestinians, which, by the way, is definitional ethnic cleansing, and then hand over Gaza to us to colonize with no military protection. Yeah, that should go over great.
Something?
Speaking of countries that Trump is threatening to go to war with, after the State Department claimed that U.S. government vessels can now transit the Panama Canal for free, which would save the government millions of dollars a year. The president of Panama came out and said, nope, no, you can't.
What do you say? Let me read it again. Panama's leader rejects State Department claim of a deal of U.S. warship to traverse Panama Canal for free. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see about that.
And this morning, Trump called for CBS to lose its FCC license and for its news show 60 Minutes to be immediately
fucking based. If you want to be a news station, then you have to act like a news station. See, a lot of news stations have like other external privileges that extend beyond just like the free speech of a citizen. So if you want those privileges come with accountability and responsibility. So if you're not exercising that responsibility or that accountability, then maybe you shouldn't have the privileges either.
Terminated after the network caved and released the full unedited interview with former Vice President Kamala Harris from October, which shows, surprise, surprise, nothing abnormal.
In the beginning, there was blood. You never forget your first crime.
Dexter: Original Sin. New series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't look at my savings account. BMO has 2 special ingredients to grow your savings. Great rates and no monthly fees.
You're hired. Apron.
Gotta be faster than that.
Nothing abnormal from that interview. Well, I don't know about that. It sure seems like that's not what people thought. I haven't seen it myself yet, but it seems like that's not the consensus online. And also, if it didn't show anything, then why didn't they show it the first time? Wouldn't it have been better, like if the entire interview, if it was a 1-hour interview with the president, the vice president, like, I mean, logically, that's what I would assume, right? I mean, you would want to make it the biggest bit of content possible. And so if you're cutting this much stuff out of it, why is that?
This is the part where I tell you that CBS as a network does not have an FCC license. Local stations do. So why all the smoke? Forgetting what they've said.
Here we go. This is the big balls situation. Here we go.
We know that what the Trump-Musk gang have actually done is that Elon's Doge gang have gained access to files at the Treasury Department, the Office of Personnel Management, Small Business Administration, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the Department of Education, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and Veterans Affairs.
That's right.
They requested access to the Department of Labor, which houses confidential information, including for whistleblowers, economic data, and other personal information. But after a group of unions sued, they've been blocked by a judge.
I think the roaches are just upset that they're going to get uncovered. That's what I think it is. I think the federal government is run by retards, and they're terrified of people who aren't retards finding out about it. They're scared of the audit. That's what I think is going on. I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, I think this USAID thing, I don't even know if it's the tip of the iceberg. It's like a little rock next to the iceberg. Nobody cares about that. Wait till they get to the military. Then you're going to be looking like, you know, like people are saying, oh, it's only $76,000. I think when they audit the military, you're probably going to see levels of corruption that have 2 more zeros behind them for every single line item. That's what I think is going to happen. And yeah, I bet they're really afraid. And they should be.
Till tomorrow. Now, naturally, this has triggered panic.
They won't do that? The guy, one of the guys today already committed to doing it. He already said he's going to do it. Look.
That includes a Pentagon audit, which, to the Marines out there, y'all got to figure it out.
and we appreciate that. Lean and mean. We are going to focus heavily to ensure that, at a bare minimum, by the end of 4 years, the Pentagon passes a clean audit.
Yep, there you go. Elon Musk just tweeted, "Big balls is for." Let me finish the video at least.
The federal workforce and across the country because unvetted and unqualified Musk sycophants are rummaging through highly sensitive data. Newly minted.
Unvetted and unqualified. I do not agree with this appeal to authority that these people have. I think that after watching how, like, I worked at the federal government and there's a lot of people there that were retarded. And my dad also worked at the federal government, and in his department there were also people who were retarded or didn't do their job very well. Then you look at the way that they handled COVID. Sure seems like a lot of these experts and people don't really know what they're talking about. So, and also, that's another good point. If vetting is so important with this, why is it not important with letting people into the country illegally? That's a very, very good point.
Treasury Secretary and multimillionaire Scott Bessent dismissed all of this as nothing but squawking.
Unbundled home insurance means you only pay for the coverage you want. Have a home-based business? Add coverage with the click of a button. Now, you don't need to worry about your $5,000 laptop being stolen. Get your policy in 5 minutes at squareone.ca.
When you hear this squawking, then some status quo interest is not happy.
Yes.
What I will tell you that at the Treasury, our payment system is not being touched in terms of payments being stopped. That is happening upstream at the department level.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Musk has claimed the exact opposite on X Twitter when he said his team was canceling payments to Lutheran organizations. And Wired reports that
Yeah, that's good, right? I mean, isn't that a good thing? Like, a Lutheran faith use of religion as money laundering? Yeah, I don't want to have the government giving money to churches. How is this even a what? What? Well, we're supposed to be mad about this? This is good.
Canceling payments to Lutheran organizations. And Wired reports that a 25-year-old engineer, Marco Eles.
Security vetting is completely different to migration vetting. How could you even compare the two? No, it's not. They just go through a system and they see, are you associated with any terrorist groups? And if the answer is no, then they're going to give you security. Like, a lot of these people, and I think that this is a very big, like, kind of tearing down of the veil, is that a lot of these people kind of hide behind a lot of pomp and circumstance and procedures and bureaucracy. But when you take all of that away, it's just a bunch of retards that are trying to protect each other because nobody knows how to do their job right. That's what I think's happening. And I think it's happened in so many cases. Like, how is it, like, look at Twitter. Twitter's another great example. You hire 80, you fire 80% of people and the website still works? How does that happen? Well, I'll tell you how it happens. It's because 80% of the people were fucking retarded. That's it. And people are waking up to this, and they're seeing that, yes, there are billions of dollars being wasted on bullshit. Not true, there are more layers for getting clearance in months of time. Oh, I'm sure that there are for higher levels of clearance, definitely. But if you're a federal worker, you have to go through baseline clearance for dealing with any type of federal information. Like, for example, when you're in the building, you're not supposed to take pictures while you're in the buildings. Like, I don't know what their rules are now. This was a long time ago. You couldn't wear a hood. Like, you couldn't wear a hat either because then they couldn't see where you were looking at. Yeah, this is basic standard stuff.
Was among the Doge staffers given access to the code at the Treasury Department that controls Social Security payments, tax returns, and more. According to Wired, those privileges could give someone the power to log into servers through secure shell access, navigate the entire file system, change user permissions, and delete or modify critical files.
It's really I don't know why you would say that, because Trump said yesterday that they can't do that. Like, he literally said they can't do that. So, like, read only means that you can't change the files. Maybe she doesn't know what that means. There's a good chance that's probably what it is.
Early this morning, that federal judge got the Treasury Department to limit Doge's access to your sensitive data to just 2 Doge people who supposedly would have only read-only access. According to the language agreed to by the 2 sides, one of the 2 is Musk ally Tom Krause, the chief executive officer at Cloud Software Group. The other is Marco Ellis. Treasury Department officials were asked by the judge if those Musk allies had distributed the fiscal data to anybody else. And they said, as far as we are aware, no, they have not, outside the Treasury Department. As far as we are aware, well, that's not.
Well, yeah, how could they know something that they don't know?
Good day to you. See you around. See you later. Safe travel.
Sell your car quickly with Clutch.
Did they say quickly? Hello?
Just saw it. You're the new spokesperson for Clutch.
You know I'm not. You're my agent.
100%. Bye-bye.
That's Clutch.
I'm so proud of you.
What is happening? Yo! Sell my car quickly! With Clutch. With Clutch.
Emmanuel, quickly, everyone. Thank me later.
With Caseta by Lutron, you'll enjoy all the benefits of smart lighting control. The Lutron Smart Hub makes it easy to unlock powerful system features using the app, smart remote, or even your voice. Caseta by Lutron, the smarter choice for smart lighting.
As far as we're aware, yes, obviously. So then the answer is no. It's Yes, it's conspiracy time, guys. Person has no fucking idea how software works and should stop talking about it. There's literally 100 layers of redundancy, even at a private company. You think Treasury data isn't protected? I think that it's like, these are the people that, like, whenever they watch a movie and it's like a hacker, it's like a guy that's wearing like a ski mask and he's like typing on like a laptop, and like the screen is like black with green letters. You know, like, that's basically like, this is their understanding of like using databases or using systems like this. Yeah, all right, I'm in the mainframe. Let's go.
Not exactly comforting.
Let me just download all the money.
But wait, there's more. The Wall Street Journal is reporting tonight that Marco Ellis has resigned from his position at Doge because the Journal found that he had links to deleted ex-Twitter media accounts